Check it out. I thought I'd try to make a new paddlers out of repurposed and recycled parts. I went to the store and I bought this Barbie doll. I've had this guy for a long time. His hair used to be pink. I had him sitting outside for the longest time. And I found a propeller blade from an old fan. The hole was a little bit big, so I put a piece of dowel in there. I need to drill it out. This is a bit of copper water line. It's like 1/4 inch. And I thought I'm not sure I'm going to use this hanger, but I'm going to try to use this hanger as the crankshaft. And I got my boat all lined out. I figured I'd just use hand tools. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know about drilling the holes. But I'll try to use as simple tools as I can. I'm going to use a handsaw on this. And I think I'll use my battery-powered drill for drilling holes. This is a piece of cedar. Always fun to work with. And I got a piece of handle from an old shovel. So I think I'll use some of that. And this is some scrap aluminum, so I'll use that for the sides of the boat. I think the first thing I'm going to do is cut out this shape. I might make a couple cuts, I think. Oh, we need a slot down the middle. I'm going to use this brass tubing as bearings, so we need a slot for it to fit in. So I got this old handsaw right there. Probably got it upside down. Let's see what it looks like this way. I bought it at a thrift store for $5 a long time ago. You never know when you're going to need a handsaw. Just needs to come down about a 1/2 inch, I think. Alright, I got more juice in my battery. The battery ran out. Well, I finished cutting that slot in here, and then I used my rasp, and I smoothed off these curves here. I marked out where I want my holes. I think I'll make this the front. Normally I would do this on my drill press, but not everybody has a drill press. It's a wonderful smell, that cedar. Let's widen out this groove here with a chisel. It needs to be a little bit wider than that. Put it on a stand. got the idea here. Check this out. My brother Robert gave me this saw for my birthday. Well, let's try it out. We'll finish up with this saw. I wish I would have thought of that earlier. I could have cut all of it with this. Thanks, Bob. Well, let's measure this. It's 1 3/8. It's the same size as I got in the drill already. It sure is. Perfect. So yeah, that fits like that. I'll put this piece of tubing in there. Before we do that, a little baking soda on there. Yeah, it's 1/4 inch. Alright, I'm going to try to drill it and spin it at the same time. So I can... Make sure you got the right end. Alright, I think it'll go now. I'll put a little bit of super glue in there. Nice. Got a piece of 3/16 inch steel rod. So, yeah, that's right on there. I guess it's a little bit short. You get the idea. Alright, so let's attach this to this. I want to put a little screw in there. 1 inch stainless steel screw. So let's go ahead and make the crankshaft. There we go. Still use some straightening. The best way is to look down the end of it. And I can see it's not very straight. Alright, well, I'm just going to eyeball it here. We're not flying to the moon with this thing, so hopefully it'll be alright. just going to use my Leatherman. And you want to get it to a 90-degree best you can. That looks pretty good. Alright. Now, this bend tells you how much movement you're going to be getting. Well, it's called the throw on the crank. So we got to go that way. 90 degrees. Ooh, that's pretty generous. I don't know. Be reasonable, Todd. Okay, that's much better. Alright, now the trick is keep this line going. You want it to be in a line if you can. Not too bad. So that goes in there like that. We're gonna have to carve it out. There's not enough clearance. So that looks good. I think this thing goes right here. I think I like it better when it's when they don't paddle at the same time. So I think I'm gonna, instead of coming down, I'll come up. Okay. Yeah, it's not so extreme. Man. About like that. Try to keep the line going. That looks pretty good to me. It goes in here like this. So only need about this much, if that. Yeah, might work. I'll just epoxy glue those in place. Well, I think I got this crankshaft going. I want to try to attach this propeller. You can see it's got a little notches on there. So I'm thinking about, I'll bring it out, bend it over so it catches in the notch, and then bend it through. I need to drill a hole right there somewhere. Okay, let's see where we're at here. What about there? So let's just bend it right there. Fine tuning here. I think I'll just try to bend it over. got it too big. Way too big. Right there. And then we can just probably just bend it over a little bit. It feels pretty good. Here, here, something like that. It works! I say, let's glue this in place with some epoxy glue. Alright, I got my glue mixed up here. Key is to be getting the glue just where you want it and nowhere else. Oh, dang. Well, next we can cut out, while that glue is setting up, cut out this skin for the canoe. What I did, I just made a paper template. This is the width of the 2x4. And I figured you want it sticking up just a little bit above the 2x4. So I just made my own line. I didn't even measure, I just eyeballed it and said, oh yeah, you need about that much above the 2x4. And then I just drew it out. I didn't use a compass or anything. I just eyeballed it. Oh, but then I thought it was a little bit short on the end. I wanted it sticking out more like this. So I gave it a little bit extra. I'll show you. Here's my original. You can see I widened it here and here because I kind of ran out of paper. And then I just drew a random width around here. I want to bend that over so it'll give a little rigidity to the skin. So now we just need to cut it out. I'm going to cut this one out and make a pattern and use it as a pattern for the next one. Since I already have this marked out, I'll do this one first. Basically, that's going to be the finished, this is the finished edge of the canoe. So I want to cut it off right about there. Sure which side I want out. And then I want to come here. And come in here. Pretty good. Bend this over by hand. Which side do I want? I'm gonna put the shiny side on the outside. You could also use a crescent wrench. If you just get it started. Well, I got these all done, but guess what? They don't fit. Take into account the curvature. Well, I think if I cut off a little bit on the end here, I can make it work. So I'll just mark it here. I'd already figured out that I needed to cut some off. We'll just try to cut it off about like that. I gotta redo it. I don't have enough aluminum. This might work now. Go right here. Right to here. Well, check it out. I got the skin on here. I took the crankshaft back out because it was kind of getting in the way. I tried to crimp over the ends where I could. Try to keep it together. It looks kind of ghetto. But I tell you what, that's what the old guys used to do, you know. The old farmers that were making these whirligigs, they weren't worried about winning any art shows. So anyway, so this is what I'm thinking. Something like, make sure I got the front. This is the back. So she could be here and he can be standing here. Next, I'm going to redo this crankshaft because it wasn't long enough. I made a little mistake there. Check it out. I redid the crankshaft. So it's better now. To keep it from moving too much, I bent up one end And then I just put some of that epoxy glue on the shaft to keep it from going that way. I might put a little more glue on there. Well, next I want to work on this figure. Her arms need to be like this one. One needs to be crossed over and one is kind of bent up. I did a little experimenting with another one of these Barbies. I can't find it at the moment, but I'm going to use the heat gun and try to just gradually bend the arm into shape. I think it'll work. Let's try it. Actually pretty hot. That's the shape I wanted. All right, let's do the other one. Not too bad. I think I'll tear her arms off. Here's this other one that I first practiced with the heat gun. You can see I got it a little too hot. Got a little skinny. But we can see how the arm's in there. I think I'll just rip it off of there. Look at that. It's just about a ½ inch. Yeah, let's run this drill in there a little bit. Can't clean that out. That's about all I want to do. Oh yeah, there we go. Other side. Get out of there. Whoa. Alright. Oh, I got a rubber band I can put in her hair. Oh yeah. That's looking good. Alright, I got this stainless steel rod here. Let's see if I can't get it through. Look at that. Should be a roller. Now I need a little eye hook. Well, the eye hook is a little too big for my taste. I like to get them as close to about an 1/8 inch hole in there, somewhere around there. So I'm just going to cut it. If I can't bend it. Shape here. I'll come at it 2 different directions. It's already getting better. Let's try it again. About here should be good. Now I get it started. Poke a hole first. There we go. Oh, I might just use this thing. Oh yeah, that's looking good. That's gonna be a tight fit. I'll take it back out and glue it in there, but that's gonna work. Check this out. I bent over her leg and then I cut it off. I tried to use my heat gun, but it wasn't hot enough. So I ended up using a butane torch. You have to be really careful. I'll do this one now and I'll show you how I got it done, but I think that's gonna look pretty decent. If it twisted it the wrong way, I think. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to work on that. Check her out. She looks like a double amputee. When I was trying to bend this, I gummed it all up. Let's see if I can get a good look at it. I just put a bunch of super glue on there and baking soda, and then I put a little it's automotive putty for like when you're painting the car. I put some of that on there too, and then I just sanded it to about 1,000 grit. So I'm going to try to paint it, but I wanted to show you, if you mess it up, it is possible to fix it. You could put, I could have put Bondo on there. I think would have probably worked pretty good too. I thought about doing that, but anyway. So I'm going to paint that real quick here, but I'll show you what else I did. I cut off his his hands. Well, the guy really didn't have any arms, so I figured I cut off his hands, and I was able to get bearings in there real easy. I haven't glued them in or anything yet, but I have a kind of a, I think it's 3/8 this bearing. It's smaller. The other ones were a 1/2 inch. So I think what I'm going to do is just build some arms. I'm going to take a wire and just build it into the position that I need. I think he's got to come crossed over this way on this one. It'll be something like that. And then I'm going to use, I've got this sculpt wood putty. It's kind of a, it's an epoxy type deal. It's made mainly for wood, but it's good for a lot of other things, just for like making models or something. So I'll use some of that sculpt wood putty, and I think that's going to work out pretty. What I'm trying to do is just make an armature, something like this, and now I just want to bend it into a canoe paddler shape. Come straight down. A little bit of a shoulder here. And then his arm has to bend here. Something like that. Something about like that. We'll cut it a little bit long for right now. We can always cut it shorter. I'm going to put the hand at the end of it. I think that's it. It's only got 4 fingers. Anyway, it could be That, and then this arm will come across. Let's try this other one. Maybe I'll have better luck. I'm not call that good. Check out what I got now. It could be just like this. I just super glued the hands on there. Now I just gotta put some of that sculpt wood putty and make some arms. I got his one arm done. I shouldn't say done, but I got the stuff on there. I think that'll work. Check out what I got. So now I got her all working, and I got his arms made. I'm gonna sand them down now. I think it works pretty good. I carved the arms while that sculpt wood putty was still a little bit soft. After about 3 hours, I carved it. It's supposed to cure in 4 hours. That's the funniest part. It looks like he's gonna work all right. Just sand these arms and try to paint it the same color as his hands. I think it's gonna work out pretty good. I got his two arms all sanded up. So, getting ready to paint them. Let's see if I put them back together here. Something like that. Check it out. I got it all put together. I had it outside yesterday and it wasn't working very well, so I decided to try to add some extensions to the propeller blades. All I did was I made a pattern from the end of the blade, and then I just cut it out. See if we can look. See. Anyway, then I just cut out these shapes, and I got them super glued on there right now. I think I'm gonna try to put a couple rivets in there. Seems to be working pretty good. Once I put those extensions on it, that helps quite a bit.